Welcome back, everyone, to the HFX Games YouTube channel. We got a good one here. We got a pre-release kit from the new set Aetherdrift. We are going to open up and build a deck and get you ready for your pre-release weekend. So I think this set is storylines like Chandra is chasing the Aether Spark, as well as people from all sorts of different planes. I think it's a lot of it's Avishkar is the new well, not new plane that we're going back to, and there's a lot of Amonkhet stuff as well. If you liked that set. Okay, so I'm just gonna walk you through how I typically do my deck building. So first things first, I like to take a look at my promo, see what we got. A lot of the time I'll keep that in mind because we are already starting off with a red rare. So we have a few new mechanics. See a token here, max speed. So this will count your speed. Oh, I guess you flip it over once you hit max speed. Then, okay, interesting. Yeah, so start your engines. Whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, if your speed is 1 or greater, increase your speed by 1. Max speed is 4. Can only do it once a turn. That's one of the new mechanics. All right, and as I open my cards, I like to divide them in Wooburg order: white, blue, black, red, green, and then multicolor artifact land. So as I open my packs, I like to take a look. Just take a note at my rare. We got a Coalstoke Gear Hulk. That's pretty sweet. And then I'll sort these out. Okay. And red, green, blue, white. There we go. Yeah, so you just want to kind of note your rares. If you have a bunch of rares in one color, you probably are going to end up playing that color. So the things you want to keep in mind, or you want to look for first, is bombs, which a lot of the time are your rares. Removal. There's an abbreviation, and I always forget. I think it's BREAD. It's like bombs, removal, evasion. I don't remember the rest. But those first three are the big ones, anyways. We got the return of vehicles from the original Kaladesh set. Basri. Okay. Cool. Full art. All right. Good amount of multicolored cards in this set. So we have these nice common dual lands too, which in formats like these can make it easy to splash a third color. So don't be afraid to only stick to 2. Ooh, Daunty. So we got a black red rare, we have a black rare, and then a different red rare. So right off the bat, I'm going to be thinking about going into black red so I can play all of these sweet rares I'm opening. And we'll look and see how deep each color goes. Sometimes you end up with like a couple cool rares in a color, but then you just have like 8 cards total and can't even play it. So we will see. Another red rare. This one's triple red though, so might be a little tricky to cast. Ooh, double rare pack. Perilous Snare. Sometimes it comes down to the amount of like signpost uncommons. They're usually 2 colors and based around whatever the 2 color combination is trying to do. Ooh, another red rare. Ooh, aggressive vehicle. Oh, wow. We got a special guest card. Bone Miser. Well, that's pretty neat. It's just like an extra black rare. Sweet. It's in like a weird slot too. It's in like an uncommon slot or something. Interesting. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back through, double check my rares. Got these two. No green rares. Now we had some red ones. Got Boom Mobile. This one. And this one. We got a little extra black rare as a treat. This guy. Blue. Don't think we had much for blue rares. And I know we had this Basri. And Perilous Snare. So we got a couple white rares, so who knows? Maybe there's a world where we end up playing 3 colors, play the Perilous Snare, like a pretty solid removal spell. Okay, so if I were to play black-red, I do have 5 rares that I could play. Or 6, I guess, because we have this guy. It's Coalstoke Gear Hulk, which is pretty good. Menace Death Touch. When it enters, you get to reanimate a 4 mana value 4 or less creature. Put it onto the graveyard. Ooh, wait. From a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter. It gains Menace, Death Touch, and Haste. Okay, so you just get it for the turn and then it's exiled, but you can hit any graveyard. So pretty good. Very good rate for 5 mana. Our lands, we don't have a lot of fixing. Black, green, and red, white. Yeah, so not very many dual lands. Might make it a little harder to splash a color. So I also like to take a look and to see how many cards in each color I have. Because again, if you only have 7 or 8 cards of one color, you might not want to play it. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 green cards. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 red. Okay, so that's good. I already want to be in red, and we have a lot of red cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 14 black cards, not too bad. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 white. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure we're gonna play black-red. Seems pretty face up. So let's take a look at what that would look like. I'm just gonna put the rest of my colors here aside. Keep the artifacts on top in case I want to play some of these. Huh, this could be some fixing. Maybe a splash isn't out of the question. Oh, this guy can make a treasure. That helps. Okay, let's take a look. So this is a black-red card as well. This uncommon here. 4 mana, 6/5 vehicle. Crew 3. You can tap it to give target creature you control with power 2 or less, lifelink until end of turn, and can't be blocked this turn. It's pretty good. Not too bad. Has some abilities if you're not just crewing and beating up your opponent. So now as I kind of take a look at what I'm actually going to play in the deck when I'm building, I like to sort them by mana cost. So I got my 4 and my 5 here. Definitely play this as a 3. I'm going to wait. I don't know if I'm going to play this Count on Luck. 3 red when you're just 2 colors can be really difficult to actually get this out early, because if I'm all swamps and mountains and I want a swamp in play, that means I'm not playing this on turn 3. So we will wait for that one. Boom Mobile. Definitely want to play that. So now I'm going to look for kind of big creatures and removal. Definitely want removal. Rotting Mako. If I have any discard synergies, I might want that in the deck, or if I have a lot of cycling cards. Okay, it looks like there is a bit of a discard theme in red as well, so I'll keep that in mind. We get some combat tricks. 3-2, trample. Start your engines max speed. When it's in your graveyard, you can exile it to draw a card. This guy, 2 mana 2-2. Saddle for 1. When it attacks while saddled, make a treasure. Okay, that's not too bad. Put that in the 2-drop slot. Then kick off celebrations. It also has, or this has start your engines. So this will give you your first speed. Then when you deal damage, it goes up. And when it enters, you may discard a card, draw 2. But if you do have max speed, you can sacrifice it to give your creatures and vehicles haste. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'll take a quick look at my black cards here. Definitely want to play this Gaunty. It's got a million words on it, so it's got to be good. So it's a legendary 3/4 for 4. Whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, that player creates a treasure. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exiles it face down. They may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Mana of any type can be spent to cast it. That is pretty good. I'll play it. Yep, Bone Miser, the sweet Bob's Burgers looking art. Discard. Ooh, actually, this kind of goes with the little discard theme that we already had going on a little bit. You discard a land, add 2 black. Discard a non-creature, non-land card, draw a card. Discard a creature, make a zombie. It's like a waste not on a stick. Grim Bauble, we our first piece of removal here. Definitely gonna play that one. Back on track is a reanimate that makes a pilot. Let's see. Deathless Pilot. This guy saddles and crews as if his power was 2 greater, so he can crew up to 4, and then you can pay 4 to return it to your hand. So that's actually pretty good if we're going to be discarding cards, because I can just pay 4 and return it back to my hand. Some more start your engines cards. This one's a 3/3 flying haste, max speed for lifelink. This one's got start your engines, and you can pay 2 to pump it. Ooh, costs 1 less for each artifact creature in your graveyard, and it's got cycling. I might play this one. Intimidation Tactics, another cycling card, which works with all of our discard stuff. This is nice because it's like a Thoughtseize hand disruption type card that isn't dead later on. So that we might actually be able to play. Put a second one of these in here for now. We got Locust Spray. So normally -1/-1 wouldn't really be worth it for 1, but again, it's got cycling. So it makes a lot of these cards that normally wouldn't be that good a lot better. So now that I know we're going to have a few cycling things going on, definitely going to play this Marauding Mako that gets bigger when we discard. This is looking like it's going to be kind of an aggressive deck. Now these guys are going to be good too. Whenever we discard 1 or more cards, deals that much damage to each opponent. And it's got cycling as well. And when you cycle this, it deals 1 to them. It's pretty good. And we kind of want some 3s. So when people talk about a mana curve, this is kind of what you want it to be, in a shape where you have just a couple high-end cards, just a couple low-end cards, and then you want most of your cards to be like the 2 to 4 mana cost range. So we kind of want to try to fill out our 3s here a little bit. Another one of these, definitely play that. And if I really need to, I can play these Goblin Surveyors on 3. Trample, kind of aggressive, can give us a card later on. Not the worst to discard to one of our discard cards as well, since it has an effect when it's in the graveyard. Same as this Mutant Surveyor, kind of does the same thing if we have max speed, can draw a card later on. Okay, and then I like to kind of keep track of how many cards I have as well. Because typically you want 23 spells to 17 lands, maybe a little less if you're really aggressive. Maybe you want to go to 18 lands if you don't do anything until turn 4. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we're looking at 5-ish cards probably. Now, I'm going to play this guy just because it's funny. It's 3 mana for a 7/2. He's just huge. And it's a 3, and I'm looking for 3s, so I'm going to play him. And it's a Crocodile. Of course I'm going to play him. He's sweet. A legendary Crocodile. Okay, so we have a 4 mana, 6/3 Menace, Crew 3, and it's got cycling for 1. So I think that's fine too. Throw that guy in there. Now, this might look a little different since we're a bit more aggressive. We're gonna have a bit more 1s and 2s than you usually would in kind of like a sealed or draft deck. Throw a combat trick in. I like to put these X spells near the end, just because it can kind of be any mana cost. You might cost it for 1 just to give a creature first strike, but we'll put that here since it is X. Throw in a Goblin Surveyor. Take another look at my black cards here. Okay, so we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So we're just looking for kind of the last playable card here. Could be this 2 mana 3/1. If we're kind of an aggressive deck, I don't hate having a 2-drop with a lot of power. And then later on, if we do make it to max speed, then this can kind of ramp us into our more expensive stuff. So I'll throw another 2-drop in, and maybe there's a world where if we're against a really grindy deck, we board this in, so we can just keep that in the sideboard. Alright, so I think this is what I would sleeve up. You would then kind of look and count how many red and black, they call them pips, you have in your mana cost. So the symbols here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 black symbols. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 red. So I would probably split my basics kind of down the middle. I'd probably do maybe like 9 swamp and 8 mountain, since there's a bit heavier black requirement near the beginning. So I'm going to want black a little bit earlier than red. So I'd probably play the extra swamp and do 9, 8 that way. Yeah. So that's about it. Hopefully this helps you guys. Yeah, we'll have everything on our website available for pre-order pretty shortly. Yeah, have fun this pre-release weekend, guys. And until next time, see you later.